What I've got up on the bench are my new Stein X2 climbing spurs. I got these about 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to, actually get some climbs in with them before I made a movie and said anything about them. And after having them and climbing with them for a little bit, they're okay. They're not phenomenal. They're not great. They're middling. Kind of a little bit disappointed, quite honest. But anyway, some of the features of these guys, these are the X2s. So they're a bit taller for taller climbers, more adjustability there. They do have the climber grip in the bottom, so you can get a pretty decent grip even if you're standing on the aluminum. One of the big differences from the previous versions is that this eyelet is now replaceable. So if you wear that out, your spurs aren't trashed. You can just change that eyelet. They are 2.5 pounds a piece. They have nickel-plated steel hardware on the buckles, and I have tree spurs on these right now, but of course you can get pole spikes if you want as well. They do come with these booties. Definitely sharp. They grip really well. Also with these you get a nifty carrying bag. So I was kind of disappointed. I'm one of those guys that does a little bit of research before I purchase something, but not in depth, and I usually do in depth afterwards. So later I found that these are actually licensed from Climbrite. Climbrite has the exact same spur, just not in black, and it's significantly cheaper. The Climbrite MSRP is like $270, I believe. These are $350. I picked them up on sale for $280 when treestuff.com was having their 20% off all Stein products. So was it worth the $280? Yeah. Would I pay manufacturer suggested? No. Really the only benefit you're getting is black, because black is brutal. I love black. And the bag. I don't know if the Climbrites come with booties either. But so for $10 more, definitely. But at the $350 price point, I would go with something different. These pads aren't horrible. They take a little bit getting used to. And after about an hour and a half or so in the tree, they do start becoming a bit uncomfortable. You notice that the curve actually starts well past where most would start. And these actually, the geometry, when they're on your foot, if you're standing vertical, these aren't vertical, they're angled slightly. So that gives you a sharper angle into the tree, so you have less chance of a spike out. So that's actually pretty nice. One of the things I have noticed on these is you really have to crank down on them when you're putting them on for them to really be secure on your foot. They've really got to be tight both in the Velcro and on the leather or synthetic leather foot strap down here. Compared to what I have been using, which are, these are really, really old Bastions. I think they're, well, not really, really old. They're like 20 years old or so. Originally I was using these with the original leather T-pads, and that was just horrible. It was uncomfortable as hell. But I put these Cadillacs on here, and these things are amazing. You can stand in these all day up in the tree with the Cadillacs, and there's no issues. Another thing is, with these, because they're oriented vertically on your leg, I've climbed in my ARB Pros, and it works really well, just situationally. If I don't feel like wearing my loggers, I want to be a little more intimate, have a greater touch to the tree with my foot, and be able to feel more. I'll wear my ARB Pros, and it's not an issue wearing these. I actually did my first climb in these wearing my ARB Pros, and it was disastrous. Because of the different geometry, with it sitting angled like this, you've really got to have that tall heel logger boot, or else this just wants to slide back all the time, and it didn't turn out too well. So let me go ahead and put these on and kind of show you what I mean. Alright, so with these on, you can tell with the Bastions, I'm pretty much completely parallel to my lower leg. And with the X2s, I am at an angle. So that's why you really need to have that big logger boot, logger heel down there to hold that in place. Like I said, when I was wearing my ARB Pros, it kept slipping back. Another thing, if you notice on the Cadillac, it wraps all the way around pretty much the bone in the leg. On this one, it kind of just does this slight curve right here. and then just stops and straightens out, and it actually has a back curve right where the Velcro ties in, which I don't really understand. I haven't really noticed it, but I would imagine you'll be hitting stuff with that, which is not great. You know, if they could just continue that curve, that initial curve, wrapping over the front of the bone, it would grip better and put more of your weight into the bone of your leg instead of it just kind of resting here on the side. But I didn't design them. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe there's some super smart reason for doing that that I don't know about, but I can't think of anything. Overall, like I said, they're not horrible, but they're far from the best. You know, if I had to choose one or the other, I'd go with the Bastions and the Cadillacs. I'll be using them, but I would not be purchasing another pair in the future. So they're okay. But anyway, have a good one, humans.